section of the conference, and I'm going to call in the next speaker, Sebastian from Yodl. We have been using a lot Yodl solutions through the building of IP, so we're super excited to have you back with us this year.
Thank you very much. Do we got the slides up already? So I basically just arrived 1 hour ago from at Floripa Airport. I flew straight from Switzerland. I got a slider. Oh yeah, so here it is. I'm the founder and I'm also the proud president of the Yodl Association Switzerland. Switzerland, we are known for masters at yodeling. We're also masters at making chocolates. So I brought some Swiss chocolates all the way from Switzerland for you. This one I've been educated, you already know, Ovomaltine. That's what all the kids are eating. Destroys your teeth, but it's quite addictive, so grab a few. This one is chocolates. You probably can't get that here. It's with Swiss schnapps, so there's alcohol inside. Also quite addictive. Some more for the crowd here. And here you go. You can share, just share. Sharing is caring.
Open up and pass around.
Exactly. It's like the Swiss version of that dance that we did before. So what we're building at Yodl is sort of a decentralized payment protocol. And this talk is about sort of our journey towards how we came from a simple app and how we're building towards a decentralized payment system. Now, in simple words, what we're doing is making every local payment QR code payable with any token on any chain from any wallet. The goal is really that you can pay with your crypto tokens in the local QR code systems, like here in PIX in Brazil, Vietnam, a similar thing, without worrying about all the blockchain stuff. Now these QR codes, they are available worldwide. Lots of countries in LATAM, Southeast Asia, and selected markets in Europe have these QR codes where you can pay. They work similar fashion as PIX. And that's pretty much our goal, is to build a new payment rails on top of these local systems so we can compete with Visa and MasterCard. Now we're live in 4 countries right now. That is Brazil with PIX, Argentina, Mercado Pago, Vietnam QR code, Philippines. And we've got pilots live for most of the rest of Asia and few select markets in Europe. Now next is a video how it works. You probably know PIX. This is the Swiss version. It's a pilot. It's not public. It's a sandbox for us. And I'm going to the Swiss shop to buy some cookies. And I basically use the Yodl app and scan the local QR code. And the trick here is I'm paying with a random stable coin, like a DeFi, decentralized stable coin that is not USDC or Tether, and it just automatically works. Everything in the back swaps into what the processor wants. And it makes me. The merchant doesn't have to do anything. They don't know that I paid with crypto. They didn't have to do anything technically. It just works out of the box. Now, the way it works is, as a user, you download the app. There is a built-in wallet, a crypto wallet. You can top it up with stable coins or any token. Then you scan the local QR code, you pay, done. And the merchant receives the money directly in his bank account. So he never touches crypto. He doesn't know crypto was involved. It's being converted directly during the payment. So that's why you can go and pay at any PIX QR code with this app. You don't have to ask the merchant, does he accept crypto? It just works naturally, like with a regular banking app. The way it works under the hood is in the app, once you scan the local QR code, this is being sent to a local payment service provider who will then return a quote, how much in USDC or Tether you have to pay so he can authorize the payment. once you authorize and confirm, these stablecoins are sent directly to the payment service provider, who then exchanges it into the local fiat currency and sends it forward to the merchant. Now this makes it very easy, because then you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore, about currencies, tokens, and so on. You simply scan and pay. Now there is a little problem with this approach, and that is it's not very decentralized. While the payment itself happens on-chain, non-custodial, there's no counterparty risk, we never hold your assets or tokens at any time in point. We still have a Yodl app that it's on the App Store. Apple can block it. They can remove it, and so on. We are not in control. The same with Google Play Store. Once they do, there's nothing we can do. On the other side, we also have the local payment processor. They can block individual users, they can block us completely, or they can be blocked by the government. So what do we do then? We cannot keep paying. So these are single point of failures that we have to address. And that's one of the key points of this decentralization, is make the system in total better and more reliable. Complicated slide. On the left you see the Yodl app, and the way we approach the decentralization here is by extracting all the payment functionality and put it into an SDK that other wallets can integrate and let their users pay directly with the tokens they already have in their wallets. So that's also a key issue, is that there is not a single app that requires, but there's multiple apps, multiple clients that can do it. And it helps that people are not reliant on us, Yodl, in order to pay. There's no vendor lock-in. We can simply walk away and the system in total keeps on working. Now that we have solved that, the user part, we have the second issue, is that the processor, if you only have one processor in a country and they stop working for whatever reason, people won't be able to pay. If there's a failure, also, people won't be able to pay. Plus, there is no competition. They can set any fee and any bad FX quote, and we cannot improve that. There's a simple solution. Simply add multiple processors. So we have that in Vietnam, and results were quite good. Fees went down for everybody, because once we send a quote, we do not send it to a single one, but to all the processors, and give you the best quote that we get from them. It also adds other interesting stuff, such as one processor doesn't need KYC, but gives you small limits and not a good rate. So if you just want to onboard to try it out, it works quickly. You're onboarded in 30 seconds and you're ready to pay. That's also how we do it right now in Brazil. But then there's the other option. Once you KYC, you got higher limits and the best FX quotes available. So that's a great thing. And in Brazil, we're adding our second processor. It'll be live in the app next week, and you can benefit from that. There is, however, an issue with that, and that is that all these payment service providers, they accept different tokens and different chains. So it's a big UX nightmare for the users. They have to know what tokens is payable at this processor. It's super confusing. And to fix that, we added another layer that says whatever token you have, you're able to pay. We basically get in the background, we swap your tokens that you want to pay with into what the receiver wants, the processor, without you noticing. It's just one-click payment, one-click swap and pay. Now, there's a lot of technical stuff here. If you want to talk about technical stuff, I'm happy to talk later. But the key point here is, with that technology we expanded, and we have now on the roadmap, our next thing is a privacy section, where instead of swapping, you can actually start paying privately with privacy pools like Bermuda Bay, Railgun, or privacy pools. Instead of swapping, you simply take money from your privacy pool to fund the payment, and with that we can give you on-chain privacy with the payments. And it's interesting, it works in a very similar way as the swaps, as the swap and pay, all one click, and it's completely transparent for the user. He doesn't have to worry about all the tech. That's basically it. People have lots of questions, so yeah.
Just the limit, there is some limit to pay like PIX?
Yeah, so right now in PIX in Brazil, the limit is if you don't verify your identity, it's $200 per transaction, $500 worth of payments per day, and $5,000 worth of payments in a month. Once you have verified the identity, then the limits are much higher. I don't know by heart, but almost, yeah, you can pay as much as you want.
I have a similar question. I'm sorry.
Hi. I have a similar question. I can use the app if I am from Spain, I don't know, China, different countries, or I don't know how it is the
yeah,
process.
so right now we're currently live in Vietnam,
yeah.
Philippines,
okay.
Argentina, and Brazil. Mm-hmm. We soon have Thailand, Indonesia, Bali live as well, and we have a pilot live that brings us to India, Asia, Hong Kong, and so on, Japan.
Okay, and
but this is not live yet, this is coming.
Perfect. And you sell the technology for integrate for another platform, or it's only an app?
Yeah, so right now we started with just an app, and
yeah.
there's issues, as I said about it's not ideal.
Yeah.
So we distribute our technology and our network to other wallets that want that payment through an SDK. So then you will be able to pay directly. Let's say MetaMask integrates the SDK. You will be able to pay directly with the tokens you have in your MetaMask. And you don't have to send it to our wallet. You can just tap into the money you have.
Stand up.
Hey, can you make the experience to change profile picture and name in the app a bit better so I can show up on the leaderboards? Thank you.
Yeah, so we've got a leaderboard. If you go to the top right, there's a leaderboard. I think you can change the name once. The profile picture, I've wipe coded it somewhere in a PR, but I didn't dare to deploy that. So it's waiting somewhere, yeah.
Here. For agents, for example, OpenClaw agent, is this a potential solution to give the agent the possibility to pay?
So that's a good question. With agents, in the end, the agent, they still have to pay the local people, right? And they have QR codes. That's sort of the bridge that we want to build as well, that agents can build the local person who has a QR code or has it on the web shop in a straightforward fashion, yeah. We don't have anything live right now, but I think it's a matter of weeks or months until we have some command line client that OpenClaw can use directly.
More questions? Oh, there you go. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I was curious about the compliance part with the privacy tools that you're integrating. I work in a similar space as well, so one of the headaches is to make sure that the processors and all the banking partners are happy with what we're doing. Yeah. And they, in my experience, maybe I was just not lucky, but they don't want to hear about privacy pools, they don't want to hear about Railgun because they find them quite risky. Yeah. So what was your source to convince them to use them?
So with regards of the top two privacy pools and Bermuda, it's actually a little bit of benefit because they do chain analysis every time you deposit your assets in there. And that basically gives them a free chain analysis, know your transaction check. But then in reality, you have to check how much they care. Right now, most of them, they don't care that much.
Interesting.
And we will see.
Do you find difference in their approach in different geographies? Like,
Yes.
for example,
Yes.
Asia cares less than Europe?
Yes. Yeah. Europe cares the most, is the hardest. Asia is quite flexible. Particularly in countries where there's lots of tourists, like Vietnam, and they want to make it easy for them to pay.
Hello. What about Zcash and Monero? Are they in the roadmap?
So our protocol basically requires smart contracts to work. So to send out metadata that we need and to distribute kind of the fees as well. So that's why we won't be able to do that on Zcash or Monero, simply because of the fact they don't have smart contracts. There is a way to... One thing we will support is to send money to Bitcoin Lightning. So you can pay with your assets in your wallet and scan a Bitcoin Lightning QR code. And then we do the swap and pay the Lightning receipt, or what it's called. Then the question is, how fast is it? If you're standing at the point of sale and you're paying, it has to be instant, or like 3 seconds. If it takes longer than 3 seconds, it gets very awkward very quickly. That's probably the biggest limiting factor we have in this system. It's how fast is it at the point of sale.
Last question here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hi.
So you specifically say QR code payments, but do you have plans to allow alias payments as well? Because many vendors here, for example, they only give you the alias to send money to. They don't have a QR code somewhere, and that's always a huge friction point.
That's a big friction point, yeah. I think technically it works in Brazil. We don't have it, but you can basically have an API call to resolve an alias into a QR code. I think that works in Brazil. In Argentina, that's most likely not going to work. In Vietnam, they don't have that. But yeah, we'll simply try to add as many conveniences for payments into the system. So once we find a way, we'll add it. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, guys, thank you very much, Sebastian.
Thank you.